All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Amy Cabrera, and I'm super excited to be here. I am one of your two-star double platinums, as well as a six-time IATAN card holder and over $350,000 in residual income earner, Founders Council member, and I have helped over 4,000 people become travel agents, supported them in some sort of way, successful travel agents at that, and most importantly, how to market properly so that you have clients coming to you or you can build from the residual income using the marketing as well. So we're going to go over, we're going to start off with kind of the basics, if that's okay with everybody. There is going to be, like I said, a lot of information being given today. So make sure you're taking notes or screenshots, etc. But the biggest key and the biggest thing that I want you guys to leave here with today is go put into practice what I teach you. Is that fair? Right? Like we're giving our time, we're volunteering to give our time to teach everything to you, but your job as the trainee rather is to make sure that you apply what it is that you learned. Okay, so let's go ahead and get going. We're going to start off with CapCut basics. Okay, how many of you guys have ever used, or let me ask this, who has not used CapCut? Drop a 1 in the chat box. Who has not used CapCut, like, ever? You're like, I don't even know what that is. What are you talking about? Okay, so quite a bit of you. Okay, so let me explain what CapCut is. It is an app on your phone. You can use it from your computer. Okay. However, I'm going to say this. I don't use it from my computer. Why? It's extremely complicated on a computer. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't feel like learning complicated. Is that fair? So there's two reasons why I use it for my phone. Number one, the computer, like at one point I think I wanted to throw my laptop out the window. Like I was ready to just chuck it because I was like, I can't get this right. And that's takes a lot for me to get there. But the second thing is, how many of you guys have your laptop in your hand 24/7? No, right? You typically have your phone in your hand. Yes. So why not use the tool that we always have with us versus a laptop where we have to set up, right? Plug in, et cetera. Like it's a little bit more cumbersome, although mobile still, in my opinion, your cell phone is what we carry with us and we're constantly on, right? But in addition to that, the cell phone is, or excuse me, the app on the cell phone, or even, an iPad is fine too. It's a little bit more user friendly. And the formatting is a lot easier when you do it from your phone. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? So I just kind of, and here's the thing, copy the right cap, right? If I'm saying I'm a seasoned person knowing how to edit for the last couple of years, and I'm telling you using the computer with CapCut is very complicated for someone who has somewhat knowledge in how to edit, right? So CapCut is in Apple Play Store. It is also in the Google Play Store. Okay. So it is free to use, or you can upgrade to the pro version. You decide what in your income you can do. There are a lot of great features that you can use for free. Obviously, when you upgrade it, it makes it easier. It saves you time. It also has a couple cool features that are great, right? That you can use on while editing. All right, guys, we do have CapCut now up and running. So I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen. And here we go. So CapCut, as I mentioned, is an app that you can use from your phone. And it is pretty user friendly, in my opinion. Okay. So let me kind of give you the lay of the land for those of you who have not used it, because it looked like there was quite a bit of you who were kind of new to this. You see on the top left where it says Pro, it may not say that for you. That is where you can upgrade if you'd like. And then it says New Video. It means that you're going to make a new video. That's the plus sign that you can touch on. Edit Photo is pretty self-explanatory. It's editing photo. But the one that I want you to click on is All Tools. When you click on All Tools, you can see that in here, there are some that say try for free, or it has a little diamond, so on and so forth, right? When you click on the camera from the All Tools in CapCut, you can record inside CapCut itself, right? And do you guys see on the top right-hand side, there's this little, sorry, let me kind of face this over here. Here, we'll look at the boats. If you look on the top right-hand side, there's this little, it looks like almost a monitor, if you will. It's the second icon down. That is the teleprompter right over here, okay? Teleprompter is where you can put your script and record reading the script without looking like you're looking at another paper. Does that make sense to everybody? Right? So here's what it kind of looks like. Let me go ahead and flip the camera. Oops, there we go. And so if I had my script right here, I would click on the blue button and start recording. I'd probably bump it over to 3 minutes. And you're going to see this teleprompter start to move. Wow. So it gives a countdown. And then from here, I could be looking at the camera and say, hi, I'm the CapCut teleprompter, and I can help you remember all your lines. This feature supports editing text, blah, 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 right? I'm just reading what's on the screen. So if you guys are wondering how social media influencers remember their lines, it's because they're using a teleprompter. It's not that they have some magical like memory. Okay, so there's that. So that's how you find that tool. The next thing that I want you to pay attention to is on the very, very bottom. Can you guys see that on the very bottom, that menu? There's edit, templates, AI lab, inbox, and me. Me is your profile. The edit button brings you to this screen that we are on here. Templates are already made templates. Now I'm going to caution you in using already made templates, especially when you're marketing for booking or you're marketing for the business, right? Use these sparingly. Don't let this be your entire feed. In this day and age, you guys, we are in the day and age of AI. Everything is fake. Everything is like quick, 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 right? People actually relate to and will connect more with genuine. So remember, I kind of touched on that last week, right? So we're going to go ahead and make a new video, and I'm going to go over some key points that I want to talk about. Okay, so let me, there we go. Sorry, give me one tiny second. So I'm going to click on new video. And we're going to go into importing and setting up your project. Okay. So let's go ahead and go over that. So I'm going to click on new video, which is the plus sign, allow full access. And I've already actually gone through my videos for this class and prepared it a little bit. But on the top right, do you see where it says recents? Go ahead and drop a 2 in the chat box if you see recents, RECENTS, okay? CapCut. This is why it's important to show up on time, okay? CapCut. So we are on CapCut. This is the app on your phone, okay? So recents is what I'm going to click on because I've created a folder from the videos that I want to use for this particular editing session, okay? I find that a little bit easier to create an album in your phone so that you could just pull it all at once, right? Otherwise, I can scroll down and just pull whatever videos and pictures that I wanted. You know, if I wanted to talk about Hawaii, like these are all my videos in Hawaii that I took, right? But in this particular case, I'm going to click on recents, and it's now going to bring up any albums that I have made on my phone. It's pulling them from my phone here, because this is the beginning of the park. So I like to obviously go in order of when I entered the park. You know, it's like a sequential, if you will. And this is us getting onto the Mario Kart ride. So here we go. Boom, boom, boom. And then I'm going to click on the bottom right-hand side where it says add 34. I'm going to go ahead and add all of those. And then we're going to give it a minute. It might be too many to add at once, but because they're shorter clips, hopefully it's not. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and give that a minute to go ahead and upload. And obviously for this particular editing, this is when I went to Universal Studios. What can you guys do, for those of you who've been in my classes before, what can you guys do if you have not traveled before? If you've never been to anywhere? Veronica, you should know this answer because you were on my class the other day. So what can you do? Go to the websites direct. Yes and no. What else can you do? Green screen. Yep, you can do that, right? So you can, so first of all, you have to figure out who you're talking to, who is your ideal audience, right? This is how we create content. Make this actually part of your homework. In a perfect world, if you could hand pick whomever your perfect prospect is, and prospect can be used for team building and it can be used for booking travel, right? Whomever your ideal prospect is, how old are they? Are they married? Are they single? Or do they have kids? Do they not have kids? Do they work? How much do they make per year? Where do they like to travel? What is it that frustrates them about booking travel? What is it that you can help them with? How does it make them feel when they book travel and something goes wrong? All of those questions you want to ask, okay? Can you get videos of travel from Pixels? Yeah, as long as it's first of all, don't use AI videos when you guys are doing this. Um it doesn't how do I say this? It doesn't go as well as you think it will when you're using AI videos, okay? The second thing is that if you're getting it from somewhere like Pixels, etc., make sure that there's no copyrights and you can use the actual video, right? You have to decide what is your video about. How you decide what you're going to talk about in your content is, again, you're going to figure out who your ideal client is, what you want to specialize in, and then you're going to go over to ChatGPT and have it give you content ideas. Give me 30 content ideas about that is talking about my ideal client, and then you list, you talk about who your ideal client is, and or maybe it's a prospect, right? My ideal new business partner. This is who they are, and what their likes and dislikes are, and how they get frustrated, and so on and so forth. And you ask chat to essentially give you the content ideas, okay? This particular one, when we went to Universal Studios, I was already kind of thinking about what I was going to post, which is why you see me talking to the camera. If you've gone to Universal or any trip rather, and you're like, but I didn't take any video of me talking in the camera, right? That's okay. You can still do a voiceover. So let me show you what this kind of looks like, okay? Mess up in your videos. If you notice, I just stopped here. Sometimes I just keep going. I do like this, okay, reset, and then I keep talking or whatever the case may be, right? But I wanted to show you guys that because when you mess up, you almost kind of get a little hard on yourself. Don't like beat yourself up over it. Everybody does it, including myself, including like the top influencers, etc. So obviously I'm not going to keep this clip, right? The one where I messed up, this one. When your business, I couldn't even talk. When your business, right? So the way that you delete a video that you don't want in there is by tapping the video, and you can see that it outlined it in white. And then on the very bottom is your menu. You guys see where I'm moving this? And then you're going to click on delete. Okay. The rest of it, when we're talking about B-roll, this is what I mean. Do you see how there's nobody talking? There's nobody talking. It's just kind of panning over, right? So I'm going to go ahead and actually edit this to where you see where I start panning over and you can start to see Universal Studios and the globe. I'm going to start it right about there. So I'm going to cut off the very beginning, okay? And the way you do that is by highlighting the video, and then on the very bottom, you click on split. And you see it's actually giving me pointers. Hold with both fingers to scale timeline. What that means is if you wanted to cut it even in a more precise area, you can pinch your fingers out like this and make the timeline bigger to get it in that exact spot that you want, okay? So I'm gonna now click on the very beginning. You guys see how it split it here? You can see they're now in two separate clips. Everybody see that? I'm always afraid that I'll ruin the video that you want to keep. So there is an undo button. Let me show you where that is, Kathy. So do you see the video timeline, right? The long strip. If you look right above that, there's a little it looks like this. It's like a backward C almost. That is the undo button. If I click on it, it undoes what I just did. Man, that's a tongue twister. It undoes what I just did. Okay. So if you mess up in some sort of way, don't freak out. Just use the undo button. And then you can also click on redo, which is the one that actually looks like a C, right? Click on that. And now it just redid the action that I just made. I want to delete the portion that I don't want in the video. So I'm going to tap this small portion that I split off and I'm going to click on delete. And so now this is where my video will start, right? That's what it'll look like. When your I don't necessarily want the whole thing. I want it to right about there. I'm going to split it again. And it basically means that you're taking one clip and you're splitting it into two. And I'm going to delete the back end of it, right? What am I going to use this for? It's not really showing anything. Should I just put up the video just like this? Should I just upload it just like this, just exactly the way it is? No? Okay, tell me what I should do with this. What should I do at the beginning of this video? Add a title. A title, Iris, or a hook? Correct, Michelle. A hook, right? We want to add a hook. There's something else that we need to fix before we move on. Before I can do a voiceover, before I want to add a hook, anything like that, there's something else that I need to do to this particular clip. There it is. Exactly. Remove the sound of the crowd. Because if it's on, it's just going to be distracting, right? So the way I do that is by clicking the video again. Notice that's always the first step. And then on the very bottom, do you see where it says volume? You guys see that where it says volume? Click on it and bring that line all the way down to 0. And now you just removed the sound and it became official B-roll. So when I do a voiceover, my voice is not competing with the crowd that was in the background. Now it's a clean audio, right? Okay. So what would be a good hook? I'm going to talk about, remember what this video is about, okay? Now, I don't have to rack my brain, try to figure it out, whatever, right? Like I need to use the tools that we have been given to us, which I know all of my seasoned agents are about to know where I'm going to go. Tell me where it is in the chat box. Where am I going to go? ChatGPT. That's right, baby. I'm going over to ChatGPT. Okay, so I'm on ChatGPT here. And I need to tell ChatGPT what my video is about in order for it to give me a really good hook. Okay. And who I want to attract. So here's how it looks. I'm going to use the dictate button, which hopefully I can use while I testing. Okay, so it does work. I'm going to use the dictate button just so I don't have to type. But this little squiggly line, the use voice, what this is you can actually talk to your ChatGPT, and I have done this already a lot of times, and it gets to know my tonalities and how I speak. So when I ask it for a script, it's going to give me a script that sounds more human rather than scripted, right? So make sure you guys are using, and if you use Gemini, that's fine too, right? But I just know the tools on ChatGPT. So I'm going to click on the dictate button. Hey Nova, so I'm making a video and the video is about Universal Studios and Mario's
Mario Kart the ride. We did have express passes. The video, I want it to be about a minute long. I do have B-roll of the front entrance of Universal Studios as well as the red carpet and me walking on it. I also have a short video showing the express pass lane, and I also have video of how it cut the line at Mario's Mario Kart ride, and B-roll of the ride itself. I need a strong, controversial hook that will capture the audience. I would like to attract people who like theme parks, who travel to theme parks like Universal Studios and Disney. And I want to make sure that I have call to actions eventually in my video. But for now, I just need you to create a list of 10 strong hooks. Remember, your job is to make sure that I am going viral. Uh, Maybe even use some SEOs in the hook. So give me your suggestions. And I want you guys to listen to everything that I just told it there, right? Notice I didn't have to type any of that out, which is my favorite part. But there's a couple key points that I told it in here, right? I told it exactly how long I want the video to be, what exactly I'm talking about, what my video is actually showing, so that eventually when it gives me a script, it's going to line up with my videos, right? And then who I want to attract. And I also gave it a prompt and said, hey, your job is to make sure that you make me go viral. Also using SEOs, which is search engine optimizations. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and send that. And let me check the chat box. Oh, you named it Bob? I like that, Melissa. Mine named itself. Her name is Nova. B-roll is it's kind of like what you saw there with the Universal Studios. It's just basically panning of something. It means that there's no one talking directly to the camera. Okay. All right. So Universal Studios Express Pass, biggest scam or best decision I made for Super Nintendo World. That is your hook. I just skipped a 120-minute line, which actually is true. It was actually more than that. I think people were in line for 2.5 hours when we went in the darn ride line. Okay. So that's actually not that far fetched. If you're going to Universal Studios without an express pass, you're doing it wrong. Everyone says don't waste money on the express pass. So I tested it at Mario Kart. Do you guys see how this is going to stop somebody from scrolling? Are y'all getting what I'm putting down? Right? You essentially, the hook is probably the most important piece of your video. The most important, right? Because it's what captures the attention of people scrolling, okay? From people scrolling rather. And it captures their attention so that they actually watch your video. Unpopular opinion: if you can't afford the express pass at Universal Studios, you might rethink your trip. Is the Super Nintendo World actually enjoyable without the express pass? Let's talk. I walked straight onto Mario Kart while the line was wrapped around the park. Here's how, right? People will judge you for buying express pass until they see you skip this line. I like, and it actually gives me suggestions. If you want my honest take, hook number 2, 5, and 6 are your most viral hitters. The trigger curiosity plus emotion and a little tension, aka comment fuel. If you want, I can turn your favorite hook into a 60-second script. Okay, so it said what 2, 5, and 6. So let's look at 2, which actually was my favorite. 5 is waited 5 minutes for Mario Kart while everyone else waited 2 hours. And 6, unpopular opinion. I personally like 2. Okay. So I'm going to copy it and paste, and I'm going to say, give me both on screen text hook and a script for this. Okay. By the way, ChatGPT will always hype you up. Oh, this one is gonna hit. Okay, so here's your on-screen text hook. It's telling me exactly what to type out on the screen, right? Secondary text appears slightly after Universal Studios Express Pass test. And then here's what it's telling me to as far as the script is concerned. Okay, so now I need to correct it because remember I said there is b-roll at the beginning of the video. So now I need to correct my Nova. She did it wrong. Okay, I like this script. However, remember the talking point at the very beginning is b-roll, and I'm not front facing on the camera. So I need a voiceover script rather than front facing. I have all of the b-roll content that I'm going to use. So here it is. So on-screen text hook is I skipped a 120-minute line at Mario Kart and people were not happy. Secondary text. So we're going to build this in CapCut, right? And then 60-second voiceover script. I just skipped a 120-minute line at Mario Kart and yeah, people were definitely not happy about it. We went to Universal Studios and I decided to test the Express Pass because I needed to know if it's actually worth it. Okay, so it's telling me exactly what to say. Does anybody know what I'm going to use in CapCut to be able to say this in a flowing manner? What is the first tool that I showed you guys when we first started this call? The teleprompter, correct. We also have the teleprompter inside CapCut for voiceovers. Okay, so I'll show you guys where that is. So let's move back over to my phone. And let's go ahead and share a screen. Boom. Okay. So here we have CapCut. I pulled up ChatGPT on my phone, which, by the way, when you sign into the same account from your phone and your computer, look what happened. It's the same exact chat that I was just having for my laptop, right? And now it's moved over to my phone, which gives me the ability to then copy and paste. So I'm going to copy this, making sure not to get the quotations. Copy this, come back over to CapCut. Everybody with me so far? Yes, drop a yes in the chat box. Okay. I'm on the very bottom of the menu is text. And I'm going to click on add text. And where it says enter text, I'm going to paste. Everybody understand that? Drop a 2 in the chat box. Did you guys get those steps? Okay, I just copied it over from chat, clicked on text inside CapCut and pasted. Now you can see that I can't see all the words on here. It doesn't make sense, right? All I'm doing to make it fit on the screen is touching it, bringing my fingers and pinching them in. You know how you zoom in and out of a picture on your phone? You do the same thing with the texting, okay? Now, are you guys able to see these words? Or is it a little hard to read? Answer that in the chat box. A little hard to read, right? We got to fix that. Okay. You can see that it brings up templates, or I can click over to fonts, styles, so on and so forth. The templates, I kind of like them because they're good to just, they're just easy, I guess. And there we go. Now, that may look really small on this screen. However, when you upload it, it actually zooms in on itself. Okay, so write that down on your notes. When you are typing words on your screen, you want them a little smaller than what you would normally do, and leave a margin around your video, because when you upload it to any platform, it's going to zoom in a little bit. Okay. All right. So I skipped 120-minute line at Mario Kart and people were not happy. Now I have to decide how long I want this screen or the words to stay on the screen. If you notice down here, there is do you guys see the orange box down here? Everybody type a 3 in the chat box. Okay. This orange box is how long your text will stay on the screen. Notice that I can move it just by sliding my finger back and forth. I can move the timing of it. Okay. So I'm going to keep this on for 7 seconds. But if you remember, what did chat tell us to do? Exactly. Same as TikTok. Yep. But I'm going to tell you why we edit in CapCut versus editing in TikTok here in just a minute. Adding the second line, right? So it says secondary text, Universal Studios Express Pass test. Okay, so I'm going to grab this, copy. I'm going to click on add text, paste the text. And now we have our secondary line. I'm going to make this fancy schmancy. Okay. Pinch it to where it's smaller. And it's right. And it's right below the other words. Okay. But now notice, if I play the video from the beginning, both of those texts are going to pop up at the same time, right? I don't want it to do that, because what did chat tell us to do? It said, where'd it go? Appears slightly after, right? So we're going to do that. So we want it to appear slightly after. All I'm going to do is take my index finger, hold down the text that I actually want to appear later, and slide my finger down to when I want it to appear. Did everybody understand how to do that? Drop a 4 in the chat box. Okay. And now I want it to end at the same time as the other one, right? So now here's how it looks. When your business development manager, make sure. Okay. Now, if you notice, we are kind of running into the other video, right? Notice this is where I start talking. I'm actually not going to use this video because we're only talking about Mario Kart. So I'm actually going to delete this video. Well, crap. Now what? Right now I don't have enough video. So what can I do? Anybody know? Anybody know? Go ahead and type it in the chat box. I can add another video. So where do I do that? I'm going to move do you guys see the vertical line? It's like a white line that's crossing the video and the text and all that stuff. Okay. That vertical line is where you're working from. Over to the right of it, do you guys see the plus sign? It's in a white little square box. Okay. Click on that. And now we're back to the first place where we were before we started editing, right? And I can go back into my folder. Now I got to find it again. And here's Universal Mario Kart. And I'm going to grab the videos that I want to add. And hopefully it's with sound. Okay. Remember, what do we need to do with videos that we don't want the sound from? I'm going to click on the video, click volume, and turn it all the way down. Now, if you're not going to want sound on any of your videos, you can also, at the very beginning on the left-hand side, it says mute clip audio. If you click on that, it's going to mute all of the audio of all the clips at once. Okay, so you don't have to go to each individual video, but I wanted you guys to see how to do that, because sometimes you can want no sound on one video and the next video you're speaking, right? So here we go. We have this, boom. And all of this should be muted because I'm going to do a voiceover, right? And as a matter of fact, I'm going to move this over a little bit. Oops. And okay, I'm going to leave all that. I'm actually going to delete this. I'm going to move a little faster because I don't want to keep you guys on here too long. And now we're in Nintendo World. Okay. And I'm going to add a couple more videos from Nintendo World. Should be this. I think this one. We'll add those. And obviously this is a lot longer than a minute, right? I'm already at 2 minutes. So I have to, what we call chopping it down. I have to chop this down. Or I'm going to show you guys a really fun way to get the point across by speeding it up. Okay. And I'm going to go all the way to the end. We'll add these. Okay. And I'm going to go back to the beginning and I'm going to click mute all or unmute and mute all audio clips. Boom. And now I want to go back to ChatGPT. And now it's telling me when to do the voiceovers, right? So I just want to make sure that I don't need to add any more on screen. Oh, look it. Here we go. So CTA layers, mid video CTA, comment express or wait. This is called a call to action. And I'm going to put that somewhere. Okay. So I'm going to disconnect from here because I think if I do a voice recording, it won't pick up my my actual voice if I'm connected to Zoom. So I'm going to disconnect from Zoom in a minute, but I want to show you what I'm going to do. Okay. So when I'm in the menu at the very beginning, do you guys see the very bottom where it says edit audio and text? I'm going to click on audio. Yeah, you can add pictures to make a video. You can do that. Do you guys see where it says audio? Drop a 5 in the chat box. Everybody see where it says audio? Okay, I'm going to click on that. And then do you see the little microphone where it says record? That is what I'm using for voiceover. When I click on it, notice what it gives me, the tool, which is the teleprompter. I'm going to take the teleprompter. Before I do that, I'm going to grab all of this. Oh, you know what? I'm saying, give me the script for the teleprompter. And now I'm going to copy this, copy, go into back to CapCut, click on teleprompter. This might be a pro feature, you guys. So if you're on the free version, I'm not sure if you get the teleprompter in here. If you don't, there is a teleprompter app that you can use. When you're doing a voiceover, it's easier. You don't necessarily need a teleprompter. Okay. So here it is. I'm going to click apply. And then all I'm going to do is click on the blue record button and start recording. So I'm going to disconnect from Zoom and go ahead and record it.
It may help if I turn on the audio to the computer. Okay, here we go. So you're gonna hear me do this in real time, but you guys caught where I found the audio and showed you how to click on the voiceover button, okay? So you're gonna hear me do it in real time with the teleprompter. So I'm still on the same screen, record teleprompter, and it has my script in here. And all I'm doing is clicking on the blue record button. It's going to give me a countdown, and then I'm going to start talking. I just skipped a 120-minute line at Mario Kart, and yeah, people were definitely not happy about it. We went to Universal Studios Hollywood, and I decided to test the Express Pass because I needed to know if it was actually worth it. I'm going to pause there because if you notice, I'm taking a lot of breaths. When you take a lot of breaths, it's a little harder to edit. So sometimes I record a couple sentences and then I stop recording and then I'll start over again, or I'll start from where I left off, okay? So here we go. Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge had posted a wait time of 120 minutes. That's 2 hours for one ride. But then there's the express lane. I pause the recording. And now I'm going to record the next line. Hold on, I got to hear where I left off. It's the express lane. Record. Where you literally walk right past all of that. Pause the recording, and now I'm on to the next line. I'm talking 5 minutes to maybe 10 minutes, and you're getting on. And the ride itself is actually one of the most immersive experiences inside Super Nintendo World. Like, you feel like you're inside the game. Do you guys see what I'm doing with my voice? I'm not reading it like I'm reading, like you feel like you're inside the game. Like, it's one of the most immersive experiences that Mario Kart has. Da, 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 da. No, I'm saying you feel like you're actually inside the game. Do you guys see how there's like a difference in my voice there, right? Remember, yeah, tone and inflection, 100%. We are captivating people and engaging people with not just video, but actually by what we're saying and how we're saying it, right? Okay, we're going to keep going. But I'm not going to lie, walking past a 2 hour line felt a little too good. So now the real question is, are you paying to skip the line or are you waiting it out? If you're planning a trip to Universal, this is something you need to think about before you go. Follow for real theme park tips that can save you hours in the park. Okay, so that gave a call to action. Honestly, if I was actually going to do all of this, I would have asked it for a couple more CTAs, but we're going to leave it at that, okay? I just skipped a 120-minute line at Mario Kart.
Can you guys hear it?
Yeah, people were definitely not happy about it. We went to Universal.
Okay, so you can see that when I did the voiceover, it created this blue line. Do you guys see the blue line under the video? Okay, that is your audio. That's the sound waves, if you will. If you notice at the very beginning, there is no like squiggly lines. It's all flat. That's because I'm actually taking a breath. So remember that vertical line that we talked about? You want to move it into the spot where you want to split your audio and remove anything that is silence, that is not actually speaking, right? This probably makes the biggest difference from when people scroll by versus actually watching your content, okay? It's making sure that you are starting right off the bat with the hook. Never, ever, ever, ever start your videos with, "Hey guys, my name is Amy. I'm glad that you're here. Have you ever heard of the Express Pass?" It blah 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 blah. By the time you go, "Hey guys, my name is Amy," da 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 da, you've lost 90% of your audience, right? So you want to make sure you're not doing that. If you notice, I'm starting this video right with the hook, okay? The other thing, when I deleted that beginning portion, what happened to where the voice is now? Is it lined up with the top video? Is it lining up? No, right? So we got to move it. How do we do that? By selecting with our finger and dragging it over to line it up. Okay, so now the video looks like this. I just skipped a 120-minute line at Mario Kart, and yeah, people were definitely not happy about it. We went to Universal Studios Hollywood, and okay, and in looking at that, I don't know if you guys saw, but that this words went off a little too quickly for me. So I'm going to actually extend this out a little bit. Okay, let's go back. Okay, I just skipped a 120-minute line at Mario Kart, and yeah, people were definitely not happy about it. What do you see right there in the audio? You guys, are you guys training your eyes on where to look? What do you see right there in the audio? The gap, right? Because it's a flat line. Remember, the flat line is where you are not speaking exactly. It's where you're taking a breath. So we want to cut that out. I'm going to move the vertical line to where the flat ends and I start speaking again. Click on it, hit split. And then I'm going to bring it back to where the gap begins. Click split and then delete the middle. Take my finger, grab it, and marry them together. And now it sounds like this. 120-minute line at Mario Kart, and yeah, people were definitely not happy about it. We went to Universal Studios Hollywood, and I decided to. Do you guys see how all of a sudden it was seamless? I didn't record it like that. Those little tiny details. Now, when you're first starting out, don't get so neurotic about it where it's like, oh my God, I got to cut out every little tiny little gap, right? But the big ones definitely cut out because it makes such a big difference when we're talking about virality and we're talking about uh watch time. We're talking about how long people watch it, right? Not happy about it. We went to Universal Studios Hollywood, and I decided to test the. Notice there was a gap again, so I'm going to do the same thing. Split, bring it back to where it started. Click on it, split, delete the middle, marry them together. Any questions about that? How I marry the audio together? Okay. And I decided to test the Express Pass because I needed. Okay, did it again right here. Split, split, delete the middle, delete, marry. Express Pass because I needed to know if it was actually worth it. And look what happened here. Because we've married so much, we left a whole gap over here, right? I'm going to drag that over. Needed to know if it was actually worth it. Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge had posted a wait time of 120 minutes. That's 2 hours for. Okay. The next thing that I want to show you guys is they're called pattern disruptions. Okay, so write this down. Pattern interrupts. Okay, pattern interrupts are essentially, y'all ever like watch a show and it just seems so stagnant that your brain literally wants to go to sleep? Anybody ever do that? Or you're like reading a book and it's just like, oh my God, like I can't do this, right? But then something happens, either a jump scare or maybe the angle change or somebody's tonality change, and all of a sudden your brain wakes up. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? We want to include that in our videos. So how do we do that? Okay. Really truthfully, this video, because I know how to record at this point, right? The pattern disruption is where it goes from one video to the next. And you can see that I zoom in and I show different angles, right? And then it goes to another video. That's all a pattern disruption, or excuse me, pattern interrupt. Another type of pattern interrupt is a sound, something that happens. Have you guys ever watched a video and in the middle of it, they say something that's like bad news, and then you hear it in the background, it goes, aw, or aw, right? Or then you hear the yay, and it's like background of clapping. That's called a pattern interrupt. You can add those to your videos to keep the attention of the people who are actually watching you, right? So where I'm saying 120 minutes, I'm going to add something there. Browsers Challenge had posted a wait time of 100. Here it is. 120 minutes. That's okay. So right about here, I'm going to go back to audio, and I'm going to sounds, and I'm going to search aw, sad sound. Oh. I don't want music, I want a sound. Aww. There it is. Did you guys hear it? Aww. Did you guys hear that? Okay. So I'm going to add that. 120 minutes. That's aww, 2 hours for one ride. Do you guys see how that was a brain interrupt? You just add it in there, right? Now, maybe I don't want it so loud. I just click on it, click on volume, and just lower it down a little bit. That's just 2 hours. Kind of in the background. Wait time of 120 minutes. That's 2 hours for one. Right? You're like, it almost is like a joke in a way, right? Right. But then, and here we go with me taking a breath, split, and I'm going to just keep doing this down the line. Somebody asked how you delete it. You just have to make sure it's highlighted in white. And then when you do the clip that you actually want to delete, and then at the very bottom, it just says delete. And then that's it. That's how you delete it. Grab the voiceover that created the gap and marry the gap for one ride. But then there's the express lane. Okay, so that gap I'm actually going to leave there because that was purposeful. But then there's the express lane, right? And now I got to find the other audio. It's over here. And I'm going to bring it together. We're going to marry them. I'm actually just going to do this so I don't have to split. But then there's the express lane where you literally walk right past all of that. Okay. Marry these together. I don't think I messed up anywhere else, so I think we're good. I'm talking 5 minutes to maybe 10 minutes, and you're getting on. And the ride itself is actually one of the most immersive experiences inside Super Nintendo World. Like you feel. Here, I take a breath, split, delete, marry. Super Nintendo World. Like you feel like you're inside the game. Okay. Delete that other part, bring in, marry them. Okay, everybody getting what I'm putting down? I'm kind of moving a little bit faster now because I want to get to the next part of this. You're inside the game, but I'm not going to lie. Walking past a 2-hour line felt a little too good. So split right here, split. If you guys have questions about what I'm doing, do not hesitate to ask. Line felt a little too good. So now the real question is, are you paying to skip the line or are you waiting it out? Okay, I think that was the end. Oh no, there's more. Grab this audio. Bring it here. Are you waiting it out? If you're planning a trip to Universal, this is something you need to think about before you go. Cut off that end. Bring this other audio over here. Wait. About before you go. Follow for real theme park tips that can save you hours in the park. Okay, I think that's all the audio. Yes. Now notice my audio is a lot shorter than my video, right? So this is where I have to go in and just kind of cut down my video a little bit more. So I'm going to cut this down, and I'm also going to speed up the video. So the way that I do that is by selecting the actual video. Remember, if it has the white border, okay, if it has the white border, that is what you are working on. I'm going to, on the very bottom is your menu. If I scroll over, I'm going to click on speed. Everybody see where it says speed right in the middle? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And I'm going to click on normal. Do you guys see the little blue little circle? This is what speeds up your video and slows down your video. For walking videos that are B-roll, I like to put it at about a 3, somewhere around there. So let's kind of check this out. Express Pass, because I needed to know if it was actually, you guys see how fast they're walking now? I'm just going to go down the line and kind of do this with the remaining videos. And what's going to happen, I lost it. Where did speed go? Speed, normal, put it at a 3. I think we had a 3.1. Same thing with this video. Speed, normal, 3.1. Same thing with this one. And if you notice, the time is cutting down, right? Because we're speeding this up. Scroll, wait, I'm going to click on the video. Speed, normal, 3.1. And this one, same thing. Click on it, speed, normal, 3.1. And you guys can decide how fast you want it to go, right? Like I know just from doing this a lot, 3.1 for people walking is a pretty decent speed. Okay. That shows a lot of the line that we cut, right? And then speed, normal, 3.1 on the next video. Oops. 3.1, boom. Okay, and I think that's the end of the video. So I'm going to probably cut this right here, split, delete, and I'm going to speed this up even more. And this one, I'm going to speed. And I'm going to cut it to right about here. Split, delete. I think I have to cut some of those other videos down. I'm moving a little fast, you guys, because I don't want to keep keeping you on here for too long. But it'll all come together here in just a minute, okay? So let's see. Jesus, some long videos. I'm just going to delete this whole video. Speed this one up. Speed, normal, 3.7. Okay. Speed, normal, 3. We'll go 5.0. And let's cut some of this down. I didn't realize how much footage I actually took. I'm going to delete these, and I'm going to delete this. And I'm going to delete this because I'm trying to get to where we're actually on the ride. Boom, split, delete. Okay. And this is where I'm going to end it, right here. And I'm just going to line that up with the audio. delete the rest of the videos that I have. Delete all of this. And there's the ending. Okay. Oh, that was a lot. Okay. 3.1 is how fast you're speeding it up. So you can do it. It's like 2 times the speed, 3 times the speed, 3.1 times the speed, so on and so forth. Okay. You can go to TikTok, Amy C Travel Bestie, and my previous videos are. Or are you talking about trainings? Are you talking about trainings, or are you talking about like videos that I've edited and uploaded? Okay, so here is our video. I just skipped a 120-minute line at Mario Kart, and yeah, people were definitely not happy about it. We went to Universal Studios Hollywood, and I decided to test the Express Pass because I needed to know if it was actually worth it. Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge had posted a wait time of 120 minutes. That's 2 hours for one ride. But then there's the express lane where you literally walk right past all of that. I'm talking 5 minutes to maybe 10 minutes and you're getting on. And the ride itself is actually one of the most immersive experiences inside Super Nintendo World. Like, you feel like you're inside the game. But I'm not gonna lie, walking past a 2-hour line felt a little too good. So now the real question is, are you paying to skip the line or are you waiting it out? If you're planning a trip to Universal, this is something you need to think about before you go. Follow for real theme park tips that can save you hours in the park. Pretty good, yeah? Not too shabby? There's a couple things that we're missing. Number one, we're missing additional seat on-screen SEOs, which I'll go in and add after the fact, as well as captions. Okay. Captions, you have 2 options. You can either add them straight from CapCut, or you can add them from the platform that you would like to use. If you're uploading it to CapCut, you can add the captions from there. If you're adding it to Facebook, I believe you can add captions on there as well. If not, then you have to add them from CapCut. Why do we edit in CapCut instead of just editing inside TikTok? Every video that you edit gets geotagged with the platform that you use to edit. So if you edit inside TikTok and you save the video from TikTok and then you want to go upload it to Facebook, Facebook says, oh, you edited this in TikTok. This is not part of our platform. We're not going to push your content out because they don't like each other. They're like enemies. Does that make sense? But when you edit from CapCut, it's a neutral party. So now it's like, oh, you use an editing app. Yes, we do want that on here. Okay. So, and then sound. I typically pull the sound from whatever platform that I'm posting on. If I'm posting on Facebook, I'm pulling the sound from there. If I'm posting on Instagram, I'm pulling the sound from there. If I'm posting on TikTok, same thing, right? I'm pulling it from the platform, primarily because each platform wants you to use one of their own tools. So leave something that you can pick up from said platform. Okay. Captions. I do like the way the captions look on CapCut a little bit better than I do like on TikTok and Facebook and so on and so forth. So the way that you do that is when you're on the home screen, the main menu, at the very bottom, it says captions. And here you can see templates and you can just pick what type of, what do you want your captions to look like? Scroll down and just pick one that looks good to you. I don't know. I tend to like this one. And then you click on generate. Cynthia, send it to me on like Messenger so I can do it after class. Okay. So now here we have the captions. I just skipped a 120-minute line at Mario Kart, and yeah, people were okay. So one thing that CapCut will do is, if you guys have ever scrolled on TikTok, you know where the description of the video is, as well as the menu on the right-hand side kind of lives on that video. Keep that in mind when you're editing. So the way that these captions are laid out, look, this is actually going to, it's too big. It's going to go over the description and people won't be able to read it, right? So I'm going to move that up a little bit, and I'm actually going to make it a little bit smaller. And so now here's
I
how it
just skipped
looks.
a 120-minute line at Mario Kart, and yeah, people were definitely not happy about it. We went to Universal Studios Hollywood, and I decided to test the Express Pass because I needed to know if it was actually worth it. Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge had posted a wait time of 120 minutes. That's 2 hours for one ride. But then there's the express lane where you literally walk right past all of that. I don't like the way those captions look. It's not making me happy. So I'm actually going to go back. Wait, hold on. Click on style. And I'm going to click this one. I just skipped a 120-minute line at Mario Kart, and yeah, people were definitely not happy about it. We went to Universal Studios Hollywood, and I decided to test the Express Pass because I needed to know if it was actually worth it. Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge had posted a wait time of 120 minutes. That's 2 hours for one ride. But then there's the express lane where you literally walk right past all of that. I'm talking 5 minutes to maybe 10 minutes and you're getting on. And the ride itself is actually one of the most immersive experiences inside Super Nintendo World. Like, you feel like you're inside the game. But I'm not gonna lie, walking past a 2-hour line felt a little too good. So now the real question is, are you paying to skip the line or are you waiting it out? If you're planning a trip to Universal, this is something you need to think about before you go. Follow for real theme park tips that can save you hours in the park. Okay. Can save you hours in the park. All right, there's our video. Now what do we do? I always put my brand at the end of your video. Yeah, you can, right? Like, I think Coco does lifewithoutmondays.com at the very end of her video. You can totally do that. I don't, because I typically do introduce myself in the middle of the video. And I'm just Amy C. Travel Bestie, right? Like, that is my brand. So you can totally do that or not. I have found sometimes that when you put a URL at the very end, the platforms don't really like that. So you have a little bit of a less chance of going viral. I've had a lot of successful videos doing it the way that I do, right? So it's up to you. The next thing that we do is we go ahead and export. And then once you export, it's going to save it into your camera. From here in chat, you're going to grab a description for whatever platform that you're posting it in, and as well as no more than 3 to 5 hashtags. When you're asking it for a description, make sure that you are asking it for SEOs, which is search engine optimizations, to be included. Off-screen text, okay? Off-screen SEOs, give me off-screen SEOs that will categorize my video so it goes viral. Make sure they are focused. Yep, SEOs is search engine optimization. It's essentially what people are searching for on any search engine like Google, Facebook, TikTok. Bing would be another one, right? Now I'm going back in the day, Yahoo. Those are all search engines, right? Optimizing the search engine, it basically means that you are talking about what people are asking on these search engines. That's all SEOs are about, okay? So extra targeted, 2 to 3 of these for a stronger niche pool, right? So here's the off-screen SEOs, highly targeted and then extra targeted. So I'm actually going to use the extra targeted. I'm going to copy this, copy, going back over to my video, to the beginning. I'm adding text, text, add text, paste. And I don't care how it looks because this is going to go off screen. I'm going to take my fingers and pinch this as small the smallest that I can get it. Oops. Hold on.
And then, oh, damn it. And then I'm going to move this off screen. That's what off-screen SEOs are. It essentially means that you are targeting the search engine optimizations, but you don't want the text to actually show up on the screen, right? But you can see that the text is still here. Do you guys see that darker orange box? That's the text that I just entered. I'm going to expand that out so that it goes across the entire video. This is one of those hidden tricks, right? And there it is. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording, and then we're going to have a quick conversation and we're going to jump off of here, okay?